Hello, collective. Good evening. My name is Andrea, and I'll be taking care of you this evening. I feel like you've earned some stripes today. Like, this was a heavy day. I hope you're all decompressing, like you're just taking some time to decompress. Such heaviness. We have that solar eclipse tomorrow, so maybe all these things are kind of wrapping up, and we're just kind of waiting to see how it'll play out. I have a really good website. I go to astro.ch to do my chart, and I don't know about you, but I run my ascension chart too, not just my birth chart, because the date of your ascension is actually more important because it's like your goals for your current goals, like what planets are affecting after your ascension. That's huge. So I don't know if you guys ever did that, but that astro.ch, you can choose your language, and it'll let you do a progressive chart, a chart with transits, so you can see what planets are hitting like your midheaven, or hitting your sun, your Venus, and you can kind of see what'll help and what will maybe hinder. So that's a really good place to go. I wish there was like a dummies guide to how to handle betrayal, like a dummies guidebook. Like they have all those dummies guidebooks on how to learn Linux or Excel or whatever, but they don't have any like human behavior dummies guides. Like, don't you feel like there should be like this ABC, like break it down for me, ways to respond, like safe words to respond or initiate apology or respond to apology, or I really wish, because I know there's a humanly correct way to do it, and gosh, it's just they need some dummies guide to that, right? I mean, let's I think I gave somebody a good idea. You need to go out and write that book for us. Thank you. So I'm gonna read some cards for you tonight. I really like that website because I can tell, I can look at like my midheaven, and my birth one has like Neptune right on my midheaven, and Neptune's like such a foggy planet. It's just like a dreamy planet. But my ascension one, it has like Uranus right up there, which is a totally different planet, and that's hopefully more for social reform and speaking about social injustices, and that's pretty badass. So I hope you do that. If you know like about the time that that oh, I ascended or I had a rebirth or what have you, that's pretty crucial to look that up, because that's kind of your map for the next 10 years or what have you. So that one wants to talk. If you guys watch ESPN, and when they start drafting like all these athletes for football, basketball, baseball, and it's kind of exciting because they're all waiting for the name to go at the bottom of the screen, like, oh my god, they got drafted to, you gotta realize that people are talking about you, and the talents and gifts that you bring to the angels up there making decisions about teams, because this is all a practice run for the big revelations, what's going to happen. And they're making selections. They are. So they're up there bartering for you. So expect your name to be like under the screen, like, okay, because they're gonna fight for you to be on their team, because they know, well, so and so has this gift, or so and so can, and that's gonna help in the spiritual war. So it's kind of exciting to think, what, they're up there, they're watching all these things unfold, and they know who they want on team A and team B, and we're going to be positioned, and I'm just really excited about that. So anyhow, oh my gosh, this one wants to talk. Like I said, it was a really heavy day. It was a really heavy day. And I just feel like conversations after this point in time are going to be really awkward. Something happened. Awkward. Like, do you know what I know that you think that I know, kind of stuff? Like, how do you do that? It's so hard. But God wants you to be real. He wants you to be authentic. He wants you to be honest and truthful and all those good things. And if I had to choose, I wouldn't have any confrontations with some of the betrayals. I've been watching some of these readings, and I'm not kidding you. Like HBO or Cinemax needs to approach these stories. It is more exciting for me. I mean, some of them are tragic, like the absolutely, but some of them it's just like, wow, this is better than any TV that's on cable. That's for sure. I mean, because these are family stories. These are family freaking stories that everyday life, walking out that front door, and the choices that people make, and they make them sometimes just because they don't want to be accountable. You know, they make the stupidest decisions just not to stand up and go, yo, you know, I said some bad things about you, my bad, you know, own it. Like, okay, so first card, let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah, a lot of us feeling like this lady all tied up and stuff, huh? Well, you know, this is a self-infliction, so I'm not too worried about this one, and we all kind of have to be in this position to process. The thing I love about Spirit is he does this so that you have time to process. Like, he's never going to overload you to the point where you can't carry it all. I mean, for me anyway, it comes in pieces, and I start to see, oh, okay, I see what's going on, I see what's happening. And then I kind of like, okay, I can stand up now, because I'll own that, you know, I can see this, but in pieces, so that eventually you can stand up and you can go, okay, and then you can, you know, make your decisions on how to proceed. But you know, we're bug zappers. We are bug zappers. We have the light, and so what happens is all these bugs are attracted to us, and we can't help it. We're just reflecting a light from above, right? But it can overload you. It can overload you, honest to God, to the point where, God, I need new batteries, or you're going to have to recharge me because I got all these bugs and I don't know what to do. And that's where God steps in, and ultimately the universe is so awesome the way he has our back. And we just let him handle it. Because most of my day-to-day was just doing nothing, because that's what Spirit told me to do. You just sit tight. I'll take care of it. So I hope that was your situation too, where the Spirit wasn't asking you to do something, you know what I mean? Because when you know it's in God's hands, you can trust him. He will take care of you. And that's a relief, right? Even though, like, the next day when you wake up and you find out, oh my God, all these people. But we'll see. Maybe it won't be that bad. So what's crossing this is this nice independent person, which is a person that is very sufficient. They've got their own gig, they've got their own money, they've got it. They're independent. They don't have a partner. They've got these 9 pentacles, and they're hanging out, and they're like, you know, I've got to handle God. You want me to, you know, do what I got to do, and I have all the resources to do those things. But this is the energy that's crossing it. So although this person is independent, this person is taking a lot of time to reflect on, okay, can I handle all these downloads that I've just received? Am I going to be able to get back out there and be this person? So that's what we got going on right there. And we are unconscious of our strength. I love it, right? We are unconscious of our strength. I absolutely love this card. This is what got you through all the trials. And maybe this week was nothing compared to some of the trials you guys have been through. Maybe this week was like, oh, this is round 2. This is round 3, 4. I mean, I got this at this point. For some of us, this may have been the first round that they've ever experienced these kind of betrayals, and so we're like, wow. And they're really leaning on this, and God's trying to remind us, look, this is in you. You gotta walk this. You gotta walk this and own it. And I think we got that. And what we're headed toward, or no, this is what we're conscious of. This is Queen of Wands, which probably, honestly, is sense of self. So the Queen of Wands is fiery. She's independent. She's a boss. You know, she knows she's got this handled. She's also got a lot of enemies because she is like that. But you know, own it. This is what you should be conscious of. It's what we embody. Boss. You're walking away from disappointments, maybe people or places or situations, jobs that have disappointed us. You're under the tree, you got these cups, This one is up held by a little hand though. It's like, you know what, even though all these are down here, don't forget that I'm still the cup of spirit. I'm still giving you essence. I'm still giving you life, and that's from God. Like he's reminding us that although you're under the tree, like Elijah was, remember when he got so frustrated from all the attacks, and he's like, I'm done, God, and he was underneath that little tree, and the angel came and ministered to him and lifted that prophet up and said, you got this, you know. And we're human, so we're gonna have those moments where, okay, give me a few minutes because I'm not able to face this right now. And that's when the angels can minister to you, so it's okay to surrender, because that's when they kind of rush in and kind of love on you. And they do love on you. So I like this one. This one is where we are headed. Oh yeah, look, check it out. Right on. This is the gift from God. This is what you know when I was telling you about the little diamonds in your crown, the little jewels that you get in your crown. This is definitely one of those, because you came up a notch, right? You made it through a lot. So you just, this was awesome. This is where we're headed, right? So this is, oh wow, look at the next one. This is where we're headed to, a new beginning. Thank God, right? Because you made it through all this, and this was maybe round 2 or round 3, so you're ready. You're ready for something new. Let's go somewhere new. You know, brush off your dust, right? Brush the dust off, and let's do it. Let's go somewhere new. Walk somewhere new territory. Be that maverick. Be that flame. Just blazing new trails. And this one is what people think of us right now. Oh, this one's a boss card too. This is truth. They see us standing in a truth, in our truth, which is absolutely, we should always be standing in what we believe to be right and what we believe to be correct, because that's why we do the things we do. I'm not just saying this to just say it and look like, no, I'm saying it because this is right, this is right, this is true, and it's what we believe in. You know, they say your midhaven on your chart, like that arrow, it points. That's supposed to be where you give like your social services, like, you know, your career and stuff, but honest to God, that's like where your compass is. That's where the center of the essence of who you are is. So, you know, I had that Neptune up there. That Neptune just sat right up there. And I had an astrologer tell me, well, it's like Sir Lancelot going for that Ark of the Covenant. Like it's like this mythology, right? And he's headed toward this unobtainable, just beautiful thing, but he's so driven for this that that's what he's driven toward, is finding that chalice, finding that whatever this thing that Sir Lancelot was bound and determined to find and capture. And I mean, that was his compass, that was his goal, that was what drove him, woke him up in the morning, got him out of bed in the morning. That's the first thing. I'm going to go get this, because he knew it was a gift from God. And if you look at where your midhaven is, and if there's any planets sitting up there, you can begin to kind of draw analogies of your own. Like, oh, that's why I'm so drawn to. That should be your first passion, because it's honoring your soul. It's honoring what's inside of you. And it may be ridiculous, or it may be mythology, or it may be, but no, not if it's, you know, if God put it there. Obviously, he was like, well, here's this girl. I'm going to have her fall in love with scriptures and stories and realize that that's where she's headed. That is where she's going to go. Boom. So I like how people see us right now. That's awesome. This is Hopes and Fears. Okay, so this is good. A hopeful announcement, news. It may not be great news. It may be kind of like, I didn't really want that to happen that way, but at least we're getting news, because I feel personally like I haven't been able to do much. Like Spirit's just like, yo, just sit back, don't, you know. And I feel even bad, like, you know, trying to like think about it, because I'm like, you know what, that Spirit's not asking me to think about it. He's not asking you to figure it out. It's not your puzzle. It's not your, he's asking you to just sit and be calm and rest and decompress. So I really tried to work on that today. I even put a little rubber band on my wrist So every time that I would like talk out loud or say really like comments I didn't have to make, but it just felt good to say it, I was like, okay, stop it, because really, I'm not accomplishing anything, and you're just making you're just giving life to it, and maybe God doesn't want you to give life to anything until He reveals how He wanted it to turn out. So we're gonna find out how it's gonna turn out here real soon. This is the outcome. Ooh. Outcome. Juggling. Indecision. So maybe we're not going to know everything by tomorrow. It's going to be like that ocean wave. We're going to get like parts and pieces and it's still going to go. And we're like, oh, I thought this battle was over a week ago kind of stuff. That's okay. After the solar eclipse, there'll be like these little like shots of energy, like just reminiscences. So we're going to get little back waves of it. And eventually this should be like a different card, maybe a major arcania card of some kind, like truth, like the Ace of Swords is what I want up there. But for right now, we just have hearing maybe both sides of an issue, like maybe it's in like a spiritual court of some kind, like, okay, now we get to see both sides. We're going to see who's accountable, who doesn't want to be accountable, who's going to double down on us. Let's see, right? I'm telling you, some of these should be TV shows, because I would binge on this. I would, because this is some really heavy stuff, and I feel bad for the people that are going through this, but I want to lift you up and tell you that He didn't do this by mistake, that there is a reason for this. He's going to have your name on that ESPN screen, like she is first pick for draft, like because of what she went through. 2022 April, we are picking her. The Angels are going to fight for you because they're going to need you on their team come here pretty soon. So just remember to walk this out, keep your heads high, and I love you all so much. Have a good night. Bye.